overview of the different projects or the different communities where we are serving. And for my discussion, I will be giving you and I will be sharing with you the best practices that we have for one of the projects that we are implementing, which is the Project Hope. And for my, we'll be discussing to you also the social sustainability project of our Project Hope. Okay. The Commission on Higher Education, or what we call CHED, in the Philippines, is the regulating body of all the higher education institutions in the Philippines. It is the one that oversees that all the Philippine higher education institutions implement the quality education to all the schools. And the CHED, or the Commission on Higher Education, also function to produce guidelines, policies for all the higher education institutions in the Philippines. And as I have mentioned, one of the mandates of the Commission on Higher Education is to have all the HEIs to have a trifocal functions. And those trifocal functions, of course, the first one is teaching, research, and then an extension. It's taken that all higher education institutions should be into teaching. And in the Philippines, most of the higher education institutions are teaching universities. But now, we are moving forward to include as well a research as a function of the higher education institutions, and therefore there are many universities that are now both teaching and research universities, and FEU is one of them. And one of the functions that most of the time is left behind is the Community Extension Service. And FEU, I admit that FEU as well, for the past years, have overlooked or left behind this function which is mandated by CHED. So in 2015, when FEU crafted its Aspiration 2020, which is our 5-year development plan, Community Extension Service was given equal importance together with teaching and research. Before 2015, our Community Extension Service was just part of the volunteerism office, and therefore there was a misconception of what a real community extension service should be. So in 2015, when we crafted our Aspiration 2020, okay, our Community Extension Service was given a separate office headed by a director, and a volunteerism office was separated from it, given by a separate head. So what is FEU's Community Extension Service? FEU's Community Extension Service now takes the lead in implementing the community engagement programs of the university. It is headed by a director, and I want to acknowledge the presence of my director. So she is with me, Dr. Lizelle Ann Ormita. Okay, she is the director of our Community Extension Service. Luchi, please stand up so they will recognize you. So if you have questions about all our projects, it's her project. Okay, so our Community Extension Service envisions to build self-sustaining partner communities through research-based approach anchored on UN Sustainable Development Goals. So how does it operate? This is how our Community Extension Service operates. Okay, all the stakeholders in the university, the faculty members from the different departments, different institute, or what we call colleges, our students, of course, all throughout the university, employees, even our alumni and our industry partners take part in our community extension projects. All the projects that we are implementing are research-based. And research, of course, researches are conducted primarily by the students, by the faculty, and by the staffs. All the projects being implemented, planned and implemented, should be focused on the areas of environmental education, people empowerment, socioeconomic uplifting, cultural heritage conservation. And the ultimate goal of all the projects being implemented is to develop a sustainable community. So that is the goal of our CES, that all our partner communities will become sustainable. So at present, there are 6 projects that our community extension services have started since 2016. So these are the 6 projects that we have. The first project is the Project Hope. I will be discussing details of this later because this is where I will be sharing the best practices that we have. But Project Hope is, HOPE stands for Harnessing Offenders Personal Empowerment. Okay, and our tagline here is bringing hope through inclusive service to persons deprived of liberty. What is our partner community here? Our partner community here is the jail within the city, within Manila, which is the Manila City Jail female dormitory. So we are dealing with people deprived of liberty. I'll discuss later all the projects we are conducting and plans for this community. Okay, we also have the Project Hope, a project joint. What is Project Joint? It is, again, our partner community there is the Manila City Jail Female Dormitory, but in this case, we are catering to the officers or jail officers. Joint stands for Jail Officers in Training. And our tagline there is empowering our care partner in serving the persons deprived of liberty. So in the needs assessment that was conducted by the office, it turned out that the jail officers also need training, also need care from us, okay, especially in the psychological area, because it's difficult to take care of people deprived of liberty. And then we also have the Project SAM. SAM stands for San Agustin Museum. Okay, this community, this partner community of ours, solely intended for our architecture and fine arts students because they have the ability or the